Welcome, innovators and game changers, to Compete on Awesome with AI, your roadmap to harnessing AI power in your business journey. Imagine waking up tomorrow to find your industry completely transformed by AI. Exciting? Terrifying? Maybe both. But here's the thing, you don't have to navigate it alone. I'm Susan Frew, an entrepreneur and business owner just like you, and I'm here to be your tour guide through the world of practical, usable AI. Having built and scaled many businesses myself and saved $170,000 and counting from my budget for 2024, I know firsthand the challenges you're facing and the game-changing potential for AI that holds for all of us. In these episodes, you will join us as we explore AI tools you can implement today and boost your efficiency, how to stay ahead of the AI curve without breaking the bank. And we're not here to talk about science fiction fantasies. We're here for real, actionable strategies that you can use to compete and win in this AI-driven world today. So join us, whether you're a solopreneur working from the kitchen table or a CEO leading a team of hundreds. This is your guide to not just surviving, but thriving in the AI revolution. If you're ready to turn AI from a buzzword into your secret weapon, let's dive in and compete on awesome. Hi, I'm Susan Frew, and welcome to 2025 and Compete on Awesome with AI. I am your host and your AI tour guide to all cool things AI. And I am here to make life easier for you, or more productive, or more creative than ever. I always jokingly say that AI is my sewing machine. So whether you're running a business, creating content, or just a tech enthusiast, this episode is for you. I am going to talk to you about my tools for 2024. And I know that there's a lot of people out there giving this sort of same update, but they come from a different perspective. And I come from the perspective of entrepreneurship and small business. And these are some of the tools that I have used with my clients and with our own family company in order to save money and to be more efficient. And I'm going to share them with you. And these are my absolute favorite. And it was super hard to pick them. But I am also calling this 2024 ending the year of the Hail Mary punts. And if you've never heard that saying before, it's like when the football game is almost over and there's 2 seconds to go and someone throws an amazing pass into the end zone and big celebration and the other team wins. And it's just amazing. But that is what happened this year. At the end of 2024, all of the AI organizations, the big tech companies out there, all threw their great products to the very, very end of the year. A couple different reasons for that. One would be, I don't know, something called stockholder value. That would be important. Finishing Q4 super strong and trying not to get scooped by their competition, which there is a lot of jockeying for the end. It was like Secretariat went right around the corner into the winner's circle. And that's exactly what happened with some of our big players like Google. Hello, are you listening? But 2024 was definitely a whirlwind, believe me. OpenAI, Google, Meta, Microsoft all decided to do major releases. A lot of them had their developer days at the end of December. And it has been a scuffle for those of us who speak about AI and report on AI. We have had a run for our money, but all tremendously exciting. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by all the new tools and updates, you are not alone. I eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff on a regular basis. I jokingly say I've been sitting in this chair for 2 full years. So that isn't very far from the truth. Learning all things AI. So let's break it down. Let's dive in there. These are in no particular order, but I will give you some commentary on my use cases and some ideas that I have about these tools. But one of my favorites this year, and I'm not alone, there's many people saying the same thing, is Notebook LM. Holy cow. A research assistant. It helps organize your notes. It makes a podcast. Incredible genius, folks at Google. Thank you. You are brilliant. Absolutely love it. Hey, Jen, I have been using the HeyGen avatars now for close to 2 years. And when they started, they were a little jerky, a little odd. But man, this latest version of HeyGen avatars, unbelievable. And to date, I looked at it just today. I have made over 250 avatars with HeyGen, tried all their beta products. I have one on my website right now, which I don't know is really ready for prime time, but we'll see. We'll see what happens next. I don't know if HeyGen is going to be the platform. Someone is going to make a really cool product for interactive speech on your website that maybe isn't so expensive. Another one that I love, and you may have heard a lot about, especially if you're a podcaster or someone puts out a lot of content, and that is Descript. It is the ultimate editing tool. It really is. You pop your video in there, you can edit it, you can add slides, you can separate the audio and the video, you can upload it as a podcast. Genius. There's a little bit of a learning curve on it, but there's plenty of videos on YouTube which will show you how to do it. So it's pretty cool. Gamma.app. Love this. As a professional speaker and a person who makes presentations all the time, this is probably one of my favorites. Number one, you can give it like 5 words of text, and all of a sudden you've got a 40-page PowerPoint presentation. That's complete genius. But you could put a document in there. You could put notes in there. You can take your old junky PowerPoint, which looked good when you created it, and now put it in there, and bam, it is so fast it will make your head spin. And you can use some of these for free. You can do up to 8 slides on there for free on that one. Another one of my favorites this year that I love, chathub.gg. And I caution you, make sure you do the .gg, because there is another chat hub that could also be explained as .xxx. So be careful, make sure there's no children in the room, that you got the right one. The next one is Udely. So I have a love-hate relationship with Udely. What Udely is a speech coach. So what it allows you to do is to either upload your video, or you can speak directly into its camera, and it will critique your speech. You can get prepared for a talk, you can get prepared for a keynote, you can get prepared for a conversation. It's amazing, but it never gives you the attaboy. Like it'll tell you to fix something in your talk and be like, okay, I got it. I fixed it. You put it back in, bam. And now they want you to do it again. It's just constant critique. It's awful. It's like that horrible father. But it is really a game changer for those of us in the speaking biz, because you can run your lines 1,000 times if you want, and you will keep getting feedback. And I'm here to tell you, full testament, truth, it really works. Next one, Grok by X. Now, many people have lots of things to say about Grok. And because I use ChatHub, and what ChatHub allows you to do is to see up to 6 different AIs at one time, the speed of Grok is what really blows me away. And their image generation, which is oddly, has no guardrails. You can have their image generation create whatever you want. And the thing with ChatHub GG, if you are running Grok and OpenAI and Llama, Gemini, all of the different AIs in there, you only pay one fee of $19 a month. Now, Grok by itself, the only other way you could get that is through your X subscription, which is $22 a month. Once again, ChatHub still for the win on that. Bookie AI. I love this one. It connects to QuickBooks. It does a bank reconciliation for you on a regular basis, almost daily. And whenever you turn it on and go in there, and it saves you a lot of time at the end of the month. It's really great too if you have multiple accounts inside of your QuickBooks, as I do. I have clients that I have access to their QuickBooks. And so the bookie will help me to send them messages and ask questions while I'm looking in there. And by all means, I'm not a bookkeeper, but sometimes I act as a business coach or play one on TV. That is a really great one. I love it. Headshot AI and Canva Pro. we know that there are certain industries that are going to be impacted by AI. And I think photography, in a large way, is going to be one of those. I don't think it's going to completely take over. I think that if you're a photographer or a person who makes their living from creating photos, that it might be time for you to really sharpen your saw and figure out what is the next place for you. There's definitely going to be room for you. It's just going to look different. But do not put your head in the sand that AI is not going to impact your business in one way or another. So think of it this way: you do not want to be the person selling candles across the street from the person selling light bulbs, because you're going to lose. The next thing that we launched at the end of 2024, the 12 days of AI or whatever they were calling it, but there was a plethora of new products. Finally, they rolled out Sora. Finally, they've only been telling us about it for 10 months. Everyone else was scooping them. So I guess they figured they needed to get up there and get out with it. But it is super cool, as are all of the other new issues and add-ons with OpenAI and all of their products that came out at the end of the year. Canvas is especially one of my favorites. It's definitely AI assisted. You can edit it in between. It is pretty dang amazing. I absolutely love it. And then, of course, they launched 4.0. GPT 4.0 kind of skipped over something and maybe went straight to 5, but it is amazing. It's super fast. It's great for calculation. I build a lot of custom AIs and GPTs, and the building that on the 4.0 platform has really been transformational because it is so and so smart. And it's the first one ever to hit PhD level thinking. So that's pretty cool. And Sora, yes, for those of us who had the opportunity to use it and get in there, yippee. I have to say, as a user, super user for sure, the AI image generation and movie generation products, a Midjourney, Sora, Runway, for me, they're really difficult to use. The prompting is complicated. And I feel like if I have to go to one AI and get a prompt to put it in another AI to get the best result, or sit there and fiddle around with it, I lose patience. But I really think that they're designed for people who make movies. And there's Runway merged with New Line Cinemas this year, or were acquired, or whatever that deal looks like on the financial side of it. And we're going to start seeing some of this image generation come through. It is genius, but me sitting here in Commerce City, Colorado, talking to you on my camera, I don't know how to give acting cues and directorial jargon, which is what is required in Runway anyhow. Another one that I love, Trainial. Trainial, those think about it, training and manual together. And if you're a business owner like me, you may have written policies and procedures and all of those things many years ago when you started your business, and now they're on a shelf covered with dust in the back room and nobody uses them. Trainial is a different game changer, though. Trainial is integrated with AI, and it also connects to all of the different payroll companies. So if you have a new employee onboarding, you can send them in through Gusto. They go over to Trainial, and what you will have done, which is AI assisted now with all kinds of policy starters, videos, templates, everything else, is create an entire systems manual for your company. You can do not only just the HR stuff, but you can create a vehicle policy. You can create a uniform policy. You can create a time off policy, whatever you need to do in there. Plus, you can wall it off so you can have training for all different divisions of your company. So you can make videos, you can add videos, everything that you need right there. And we have a small company, and you think this might be a little bit overkill, but the retention of an employee that's properly trained, as opposed to, hey, you're fogging up the mirror and throw them out into the world with your vehicle and have them go to work, the experience is a lot better. All right, next few things. Meta AI and Google Gemini, the AI giants, I want to point something out. So if you look at Chat Hub, once again, you can see the comparison with Google Gemini and Meta AI in that lineup, and you can put all of them together. So what I normally will do is I will have Perplexity, I will have GPT-4o, I will have Gemini, I've Meta AI, Claude many times. But what I've noticed is that Meta and Google, even though many people believe that they were like, have been slow to get to the market on some of these things, their responses are a lot of times so much better than some of the other AIs. And you got to believe it's because they have the most data. They have been, Meta's been around, I think, their 14th anniversary, and Google's been around from the very beginning. And even though they were maybe a little slower to be launching their products, I think they're rocket ship fast now, and they have got so much information. I think this is a game of whoever has the most information or processing or ability to absorb processing and information are going to be the winners in this whole thing. Something else. So here's some tools that I love to use. I just mentioned some of them: Claude 3.5, Sonnet, and Perplexity AI. I love them. First of all, I love the sort of small business feel, if you could call 5 billion small business. I love that. I think it's fantastic. It feels more entrepreneurial to me. It feels more startup. I want to give them a run for their money, but Claude's responses are brilliant, as many people know. And then Perplexity, the very first ones who were out there giving citations and letting you know where they found the information. Yay! Because I have to wait a minute, where did they come up with that? And do I trust this information? And that, once again, whether you use Chat Hub or something else, I'm not a Chat Hub salesperson, by the way. Seriously, I don't have an affiliate link or anything, but I just really like the way I can look at all of the different AIs together. And then you get the opportunity to see, is the request that you just put in on a prompt, because you put one prompt and they all answer at the same time, is that giving you the opportunity then to see who's processing the fastest, and are they all similar? Are they all accurate? Because as we know, some of the AIs are not all that accurate, and you have to be careful. You cannot be just breezing through, just testing everything and trusting it all. It's certainly gotten a lot better in the last 2 years. However, still can make mistakes. Garbage in, garbage out. It gathers information from everywhere, and not all of it's right. Another thing, talking about the Hail Mary pass. Okay, Apple, I am hooked on you. I've got Apple everything. I have Mac everything, and I have for a very long time. But what were you doing? And why did it take you so long to get Siri up to speed, for heaven's sakes? You guys could have crushed it in the voice market, and you didn't. And then at the end, at the Hail Mary, you merged with Apple, you merged with OpenAI and created Apple Intelligence, and it was genius. However, we were worried about you. I've been using it now for a couple of weeks, and pretty cool. I'm really loving it. I absolutely love how I am able to use interactive chat with ChatGPT on my iPhone and have it respond to me. And the cool part about that too is the language translation. I was speaking to a virtual assistant that I work with in the Philippines yesterday, and I turned on my ChatGPT and I had a conversation with her, and she was speaking in her language and I was speaking in English, and it was amazing. And she said that it was absolutely perfect. So I cannot wait to continue to try that. I'm going to find everyone that I know that is not an English speaker or knows another language, and we are going to try it out. Another one that I love, and a lot of people have negative feelings about these, but I love the music generation systems, if you will, or programs. And that's just because I don't want to be busting someone's copyright. I don't want to play a song in one of my events or on one of my slides or what have you, and it is flagged because it is copyrighted. And I know that you can buy subscriptions, they're super expensive, but for my keynote walk-up music, which has been really fun, I had ChatGPT write me a song about me, and then I put it into Suno, and it created this really cool song. It is super catchy, and everyone is, like, dancing in the aisles, and they're like, "Hey, play your song again." I know it is really cool, it's goofy, but I love it. Another tool that I love, and it saved a ton of money in our small business. We were paying an answering service $2,500 a month to take on after hours calls and weekend calls. And we were able to get that down to about $500 using an AI answering service called ZyraTalk. That's ZYRA. They are amazing. And what ZyraTalk did is they really focused on the home services niche. I am looking for an AI answering service for my own personal business, for my speaking business and my keynote business, just something really small. I know Dialpad has one. I'm not 100% sure that I found the one I'm looking for yet. However, what ZyraTalk did is it went into the back end of some home services software and was able to train on the data from thousands of customers calling in with different problems for their plumbing or their heating or their electrical or whatever home service needs they had. And it learned how to answer the question. It is absolutely genius. We test it every once in a while, and it just continues to get smarter and smarter. You can talk to it about a heating and a plumbing problem in the same conversation, and it keeps it straight. Now, I personally, I'm not allowed on the phones anyway, and haven't actually worked there for a long time, but it is complicated and it does a great job. What's next? So what do we think about 2025? People ask me all the time, what is your favorite AI? What do you recommend? I love all of them, and they're for different uses. And that whole big list that I gave you, I am telling you that because I use all of them. I truly do. And I actually just added a new one, which didn't make my list because I just added it, and I'm in love. It is a program that's going to save me for some of my social media, probably 8 to 10 hours a week. Not even kidding. That is how much time I spend on LinkedIn and posting and commenting and responding and all those things. I found a program to take it away, and it's called Toplio, Tapilo. Awesome. So maybe your New Year's resolution is you want to get started with AI in 2025. Where do you start? Something that I say repeatedly and will continue to say, you need to go old school before you go new school. Meaning, if you have broken processes or procedures or inefficiencies at your company and you are trying to automate it with AI and just by slapping programs on there, it's a mistake. You need to take a step back and a breath. And if you have employees, you need to bring everyone around the table, and you need to understand where the bottlenecks are in your processes, procedures, your workflow, whatever that looks like. So then and only then, can you go out and find an AI that you can overlay into make it a fix. Think of it as an employee that's going to fill a gap and putting it in the places that it needs efficiencies. And think about it this way. If you take all the minutia and the irritating mundane work away from your employees, allowing them to do the job that you hired them for and their true measure of genius, they are going to be a lot happier and your retention rate is going to be higher. So please do not be afraid about sharing AI with your team. You need to get everybody around the table, understand the bottlenecks. You could start off this way. What are all the things you dislike doing? Now, if someone's list is too long, that might lead to a different conversation. However, that's okay. It's a good place to start, but that is what you want to do. You want to look through all of your processes and procedures and you want to find out where you have gaps and then try to find an AI to go over it. I've given you a list of things. I love a website called there's an AI for that.com. There's an AI for that.com. I'll put that in the show notes. They are an aggregator keeping track of all of the AIs that are in the world. Now, when I first started reporting on this and speaking on this topic, there were 7,000, and I thought that was a lot. When I looked this morning, there were 23,000 different AIs. 23,000. Whoa. And counting, right? So it will keep a count up there. And the cool thing about it is you can just type in that you need an AI for cycling routes, whatever it is, anything that you feel that you need an AI for in your personal life or your business life, just type it in there. And then all of the AIs are going to come up and they will be sharing with you in there how many people have used it, what the star rating is it a good idea? And that's where I found Toplio, Taplio, to help me with my LinkedIn because I was just feeling always left behind. And that was a real bummer. And yeah, it works great. And I encourage you to use it too. So another idea, after you map out all of your processes, you find the broken places, then you're going to start small. Just pick an AI and get comfortable with it. And I really recommend that you find one that you can put on your phone. That's why I love the ChatGPT on my Apple device. I use it for everything. So start super small. You can use it to ask for recipes. You can use it as a search engine, which it is in many respects a search engine. ChatGPT, OpenAI, and the paid version acts as an engine now, giving Google a run for their money in the search area. But mindful, Google is not going to let that happen for long. Watch what they come out with next because their revenue on paid ads is $331 billion a year. That is billion, not million. And they're not going to let that slide. But for now, you can use ChatGPT for free with no ads as a search engine. Focus on what your needs are. What exactly do you need to solve challenges? And then I always encourage you to stay curious, but cautious. Should you be afraid of AI? Just like with anything, there are bad actors in all things that we do. There will be people that will take advantage. There will be people that will use this for nefarious reasons. There will be people who use this but there's many more of us who will be using it for good. We will be using it for medical breakthroughs. We will be using it for research. We will be using it to cure diseases. We will be using it to not hate our jobs. We will be using it to write letters and to give us more time to be with the people that we love and to build relationships, because that is never, ever going to be replaced by AI. Never. Not happening. That is what you and I are for. We want to be able to have as much free time as we possibly can to go out and enjoy life because it's short. So that's what I have for you on my update of 2024. And I have a big 2025 already lining up. And I'm looking forward to the future. I have a lot of keynotes lined up for this year already. And I continue to travel around the US and to meet with so many of you. And thank you so much for allowing me to do this for a living, because I love it so much. I love AI. I love the technology. I love teaching people about it. I love seeing when the light goes on and the magic starts happening and you realize that this is really cool and that you're going to be able to get a lot more freedom. I imagine if you had 8 hours more a week, like that's seriously what I was spending on LinkedIn. And man, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Think I'm going to go do some self-care. So happy New Year, everyone. And I am so excited about this 2025. And I can't wait to explore this new adventure with all of you. And as always, please reach out to me if I can be of any help in any way. And Have an awesome weekend.